Hey, welcome to the Trying Scotsman podcast, episode 4. So I was going to talk about something else on this one, but I've changed my mind just purely because of timing, and this is a bit more current, and I think it's a bit more important. Actually, no, it's a lot more important. So to start off, I put up a TikTok yesterday from the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial. I had a funny idea for an edit with that, so I cobbled it together. And overnight, it's had over 100,000 likes. Like my notifications showed 99 plus. Like obviously it had maxed out. So there's like a ton of likes, comments, and some new followers as well, which was cool. So I'm creeping towards 700 now. So getting a little bit closer to 1,000 as we go. But I'll chuck the link in the show notes if you haven't seen it, so you can check it out and have a chuckle. But I watched a lot of the trial yesterday. I pretty much watched it from start to finish. I missed some bits, but yeah, I find myself getting incredibly frustrated. More so, like, because I was watching the live on TikTok, so I could see people's comments. But I've seen comments on Facebook and Twitter and stuff as well. And I thought it was important to discuss this because I don't know if people are trolling, or if it is genuine sentiment that they have. But like, there's a lot of people that are saying that this is unimportant. You should be reporting on real news and stuff. A lot of these are men. Which I'm just like, are you fucking stupid? This is important, not just for men, women. This is important for everybody. Because you have probably the biggest domestic abuse case where someone who has been deemed guilty has evidence to prove he is not. You have a woman who has misused, or for want of a better word in this situation, she has abused the voice of Me Too and the effort and hard work that so many actual victims put in. And this is my fear. My fear is that the actions of her, because it's always the way, isn't it? You fucking one twat fucking ruins it for the rest. Like, going back to childhood, like, you're in fucking school, and because one fucking cunt that couldn't sit quietly and listen stops you from getting to fucking do something super cool and fun. I remember I wanted to learn the guitar in school, and because another kid in the class had, I can't remember what it was. There was an instrument that he broke. So music was cancelled that day. And that was the day when there was like this guy that came in to teach guitar, or like to gauge interest for kids who were interested in taking up the guitar. And so because music was cancelled, we didn't get to partake in that. So those of us that were interested weren't. Years later, it turned out I couldn't have done it anyway because I'm fucking tone deaf, but never mind. The point is that she has just pissed all over that. She's opened the door to, I mean, Me Too sadly had its haters' enemies. It had, you know, a lot of negativity but it's not this is what I struggle to understand, why something so basic, so fundamental should be met with such hate. Like, how can it be wrong to want to be decent? How can it be wrong to want to be treated decently, with respect? I can't wrap my head around it. It just doesn't make any sense. So you've got her basically kind of making a mockery of everything. She became a face for it. She became a role model for all women about speaking up about abuse, about doing the right thing. All the while, she got that voice, that pedestal, by not doing the right thing, by doing the complete fucking opposite. And what I don't want, this is not about men and women. This, forget gender. This is just about someone being branded as an abuser by the abuser. The victim has ended up being tarnished as the guilty. And I don't care. The fact that they've got money, that they're famous and all that doesn't matter. Obviously, a low level, that's probably not the right word but say someone like me, say I took someone to court for the same thing. That's not going to make the fucking news like this. It might make the local tabloids. I don't even know if they're called tabloids, local papers, but anyway, whatever the fuck. I mean, of course this is going to make big press. They're fucking famous, and it should make big press, because what they should do is prove that you can't just hear an accusation and take that as God. Like, throughout COVID, for fuck's sake, we've seen people that they just read a fucking headline on an article that's shared on Facebook. They don't bother reading the article. They don't even click into the article. They just see the headline and immediately think they're a fucking expert. So if Janice from down the street has posted that so and so is a domestic abuser, and then fucking Terry reads that on Facebook and he runs with that. Like, a prime example, something I've seen recently, someone was accused of being a paedophile, and so a group of people went out and spray painted nonce on the side of the house. The person didn't live in that house, they lived in the one next door. And it turned out that they weren't even... It was just some immature joke. Because this is the thing, some things you shouldn't joke about. Because you have idiots out there, the mob, that think that it's a good idea to go off and do this without establishing fact. Now that... to be branded as that, whether you're innocent or not, that stays with you. There's always going to be that black cloud over you, because that there was a point where people believed that. And a lot of people probably look at that situation and think, oh, well, he might not have been found guilty this time, but he will be. Or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It's just idiocy. It's fucking stupid. And it's so harmful to society that people just, they hear something and run with it without doing research, without checking the facts. I've probably done it. Not to such a grand scale, but I've probably heard someone say, and it's someone that I respect and think they know what they're talking about. But never to such a degree where I'm fucking impacting somebody else's fucking life for it. Jesus Christ. So, yes, this is a case for men, but it's also a case for women, because what it needs to be is proof that you can't just assume that a man's been accused of something, so it must be true. Because I've said this quite a lot over my years, is a man typically is guilty until proven innocent. Because historically, men have been the aggressors. Men have been the ones at fault. But is that purely because men, like in the cases of domestic abuse or emotional abuse, or there's so many different types of abuse that can take place? Is it because not enough men are speaking up about their trauma, their situations that they've had to live through? Because obviously, if you think back, men weren't really, and still to a degree, there's a stigma about men talking about things that aren't deemed manly, like their feelings. So if you go back to like the 30s, or obviously even further back, because abuse doesn't just happen. You don't just wake up one day and you become abusive. There's a lot of small moving parts throughout somebody's life that makes them that way. You're not just born that way. And there may be a time, like obviously, there's a time in an abuser's life where they were the victim at some point, and then they become, I don't know, their phantom, their whatever haunted them. Like I said before, in school, I got bullied and I became a bully until I realized this is fucking stupid. You need to focus that aggression at the people that are wronging you. We're not talking massive beatings and stealing money and destruction of my possessions and stuff like that, but bullying is bullying. It doesn't matter. It can be verbal, it can be physical, it can be a bit of both. Mine was more verbal, just name calling and stuff like that. But that doesn't make it any less so, because again, those names might have stuck with those people. But again, that's where a level of maturity should kick in, and you realise I'm no better than the thing that I'm furious at, the thing that I'm lashing out about. I need to not do that to people that have no fucking involvement in this. That's not their fault that I'm being fucking picked on. I need to turn this against the person that's picking on me so it fucking stops. But I think obviously some people lack the self-awareness. I think maybe at some point, whatever is going on with them, it's so far gone that they can't see reason, or if they do, they've already done so much. So like if they back down now, they're perceived as weak, and they can't have that because their personality, their narcissism, their vanity, whatever it is, prevents them from being able to be like, actually, do you know what? Stop the game. I fucked up. These people will probably die adamant that they were not in the wrong. Those types of folk. But this is so important that it's done right, in that justice is carried out, the truth comes out, which it has and will continue to do so. The shame of it is the trial. I think Johnny is going to lose, purely because it's about it's about the article she wrote having damaged his career and damaged his life. And I think it's going to hang on the fact that the article came out after a lot of things started going wrong in Johnny's life in terms of jobs being taken away or whatever. But we've heard a lot of stuff, and I think we're going to hear a lot more of things that should clear his name, even though the court case will not obviously do that itself. He's gonna, if he loses this, he still wins, I think, because we have seen and heard so much that we know the truth, and that's what matters, I think. And it's very hard to be tarnished the way he has for anyone, whether you're male, female. It doesn't matter to have such accusations against you. It's an uphill fight to undo that, because there's still that negativity. It's like, oh, do we really want to take a risk on this? If we cast so and so, then we lose so and so, because there's probably a lot of people, male and female, in Amber's camp that may end up having their careers sort of like, do we get rid of Depp because we need this person, because if we keep Depp, this person or these people are going to go, they're going to refuse or whatever. It's very political, but what cannot happen is that this damages women's ability. It's taken so long for women to find the voice that they needed, to find the strength and courage they needed to speak up about powerful people. And, all right, I'm using Hollywood as the example, but how many women in whatever work environment have been subjected to harassment and whatever other horrible shit, and have been in fear of speaking up about it because it may damage their career, or obviously it'll make things really difficult for the working environment. You don't need to have that much of a brain to kind of understand that's not good, that's not right, that's hell. That's the definition of a living hell, I think. But what we can't have is for this to be men versus women. We're past that. There is no men versus women. This should be right versus wrong. Just and unjust. And just unjust. Because I put a tweet out yesterday saying something similar, in that this shouldn't be about, this shouldn't turn everything against women. This should be keeping that good work going, because obviously remember when men were being called out for things, I'm paraphrasing here, and you all cried, not all men, because I think that'll be easily forgotten. That what this cannot be is ammunition for toxic males to turn around and say, see, I told you all women lie, or whatever the fuck goes through their mind, whatever kind of vile shit they'll spew. It cannot go to that. And if anyone is like that, that needs to get called out and it needs to get shut the fuck down. A thing I've always struggled to wrap my head around in terms of the way some men perceive women. Like, without women, men can't exist. Women keep the species going. Now, a lot of these people, weirdly enough, they revere their mothers. Most of them, I think. They always like the loving son will always do right by his mother kind of thing. Your mother is a woman. You respect her. Why can't you respect other women? Your mum was another woman to somebody else. Your dad. Now, I just can't, like, how. It's like that thing where they say, "Would you kiss your mother with that mouth?" It's like, I don't know. I can't find the fucking words for this because it's just so fucking infuriating that women are just as important as men, because men obviously are needed to keep the species going as well. Both are equal in that capacity. Like I've always said, I think women are superior to men because their bodies are designed in such a way they're designed to cope physically with so much more than men. Their pain threshold for the most part is higher than men's. It has to be, because they're the ones that carry the child. They're the ones that go through labor. Again, this isn't new news. This isn't new findings. This isn't a new fucking sound. This has been from day fucking one. So how is it so fucking difficult to understand the importance of just being fucking decent? I can't. It breaks my brain. And that's what this case is about. And cases like this, and just the overall story is, you can't just believe what you hear. Men can and are can be and are cunts. Women equally so. There's cunts across the board. It doesn't matter what colour you are, what gender you are, where you come from, what education you've had. Every single person on this planet has the capacity and the ability to be a cunt. It's as simple as that. It's not genetic. It's upbringing. It's environment. It's attitudes. It's life experience. All of that tailors what you are, how you are. Anyway, I enjoy the memes. I do think it's good that we have, like obviously Johnny said in his trial, that from the darkness you have to have humor. It's a coping mechanism. You need humor. And I've come up with a number of memes and stuff. I gotta commend Ben King. He made me burst out laughing when he took the stand and compared Amber to a spoilt teenage child. I thought that was brilliant. I mean, it is what she sounded like. There was an audio file that they played earlier in the trial yesterday of her saying, "I want couch, I want couch," and she sounds very much like my youngest daughter when she wants something and she's not getting her own way. Like, we went to the park the other day for a walk, and there's like a play park as well, and because of the behaviour I was like, well, I don't think we should go to the park, like the play park. And she just sat there going, I want park, I want park, I want park, I want park, PARK, I want park. I'm like, no, you're not behaving in a way that deserves that as a reward. And I heard that, and my youngest is 7, like almost 8. So yeah, it's eye-opening, that's for sure. But if you're not following me on TikTok already, please do. I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers. That'd be awesome if we can hit that. I hope you enjoy the memes and the funnies that I'm putting out. Like the one that I will be putting in the show notes, the TikTok. The idea came to me in the bath. I was watching the clip, and it just popped in my head. Like, immediately I was like, right, that's what the lawyer did. and then obviously the audio bit at the end popped into my. It just came to me, and I was like, "That's it." I told Heather, and she thought it was funny as fuck, and so I did it. And obviously, so many people have appreciated it so far, so thank you. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up there. I think I don't want this to go on too long. So stream-wise this week, I'll be doing Wednesday, Thursday, possibly a bit of Friday. I'm not too sure what the plan is, because there's potential family stuff going on Friday, so we'll see. But yeah, Wednesday and Thursday of this week I'll be on probably sort of 9-10 o'clock UK time in the morning until about 5 p.m. Wednesday will be a bit later because my youngest goes to gymnastics, so I'll be finishing probably about 6 o'clock-ish. So a bit of a longer stream. Not decided what I'm going to be playing yet. I have had a few game keys through, so I'll see what's there. If you don't already, so I'm The Trying Scotsman on TikTok. Again, my link will be in the show notes. Of course, in the show notes, there's a link for all my links. You can go there and you'll see everything. So you'll find the podcast on different platforms. You'll see my Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram and all of that as well. I'm Trying Scotsman at Trying Scotsman on Twitter, at The Real Trying Scotsman on Instagram. And yeah, I will catch you. So I'll probably get another sort of bonus episode out at some point this week. I think maybe, I'm not sure now. But of course I'll be working on the weekend, which means I'll be streaming on Tuesday. So I think what I'm going to do is when I say see you next Tuesday, it'll either be because I'm streaming on the Tuesday or because there's a podcast episode. I don't think it's a good idea for me to put a podcast episode out on a day when I'm available online, if you know what I mean. So the podcast will try to bridge the gap for now until I'm able to maybe do more content and get more episodes perhaps banked and pre-recorded, and then I can just drop them as and when. I have tried that. I have pre-recorded and then dropped things. But obviously I need to get a bit more of a catalogue about stuff. But yeah, I felt it was important to talk about this today, just purely because it's so fresh in my mind. And my brain works better if I'm running fresh. So anyway, I'll see you next Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your week, and you know where to find me in the meantime.